Alright, so it's me, PaiPai, and I'm back with another video. I know that in the past few months I haven't posted any content, I haven't made any videos, but that's because I had to focus on my studies. But now, I will be posting a lot of content in the summer, so if you guys want to check it out, stay tuned for that. And yeah, today's video is gonna be a tier list for best characters in Infinity Blade franchise. I have left out some of the characters that don't have any dialogues. I have split the tier list into 5 categories. The first is well crafted. Their motivations and their personalities are well built throughout the series. Next we have almost there. These characters are still missing a few features that will propel them into a well crafted character. For example, they still have a confusing motivations, or their role in the story isn't as important as well-crafted characters. Next, we have decent characteristics. Pretty much, I think most Infinity Blade characters will fall into this category just because that the whole story revolves around Cyrus and the Walker, and everything else are just support characters. Next, we have bland and a piece of cardboard. I think the line between two of these are very blurry. Like I said, Infinity Blade doesn't focus on much of the support characters. I guess we'll see when we go through each and every characters. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first we have Aracharin. I have a video of him on my channel, so if you guys want to check it out, feel free to do so. I'll say I'll put him in bland. I'm kind of on the fence between putting him in decent characteristics, just because his motivations are really clear. Pretty much from what I've seen from him is that, you know, he is a coward, he wants to survive, and he would do anything to do so, even betraying his own kind. But apart from that, he doesn't have much personality. We don't see him have a lot of dialogues in the game, so I would say he's bland for now. Ashima, he is a sub-boss in Infinity Blade 2. He has a pretty long dialogue with Cyrus about the story of Infinity Blades, which makes him just an exposition character. So I'll say I will put him at bland as well. I understand that a lot of people really like Ashima, they really like Aracharin as well, but this is just my opinion, and I think that they don't contribute much to the story apart from one is to have more expositions, and one is just antagonist forced for Cyrus to fight, which is, to be honest, isn't interesting at all. I get that he shows a contrast between Cyrus and Aracharin. Cyrus is brave and he is willing to fight the God King, but Aracharin is just a pussy, really. So next we have the Collector. Yeah, I know that I'm harsh on the characters, but his only role in the whole game is for Cyrus to fight him, for Cyrus and Issa. So there's nothing much to him. So with that, Rith is gonna be in the same category. This man, this man just wants to fight everybody, man. He appeared in Infinity Blade 2 to fight Cyrus. He came back in Infinity Blade 3. But the thing is, he lost both times and he never learned. There was no character development in the span of 2 games. Next is Benedict III. Oh my god. He is the original simp. Like that's all I can say about him. Ashima, okay. So, he appeared in the book. He also appeared in the beginning of Infinity Blade 3. He had some interesting dialogue with Raydra, but apart from that, there's not much to him. I feel like if they delved into his character in the second book, I think he would make a much more interesting and more nuanced character. He has potential, I would say that, so he belongs in the decent category. Next, we have Elosium. Yeah, I really liked him. I would say he is almost there, just because like he had such an interesting dialogue. We see a lot of his experience, his knowledge through that dialogue alone, so I think he is extremely well done. So next we have Yves. Pretty sure he appeared in Redemption and Infinity Blade 3. We didn't see much of him. I don't think he's that interesting. If we just cut him off the whole game or the whole book, I don't think it would change much. So I think he would be bland. Next we have Issa. So I think she had a lot of time to develop as a character. I really liked her chemistry between Cyrus. We clearly see how she progressed throughout the books and the games. And yeah, I believe she is an extremely well-crafted character. Next we have Kuth. I think this guy appeared in the books. He had a lot of dialogue with Cyrus, but most of them are for exposition. As a character, I don't think he has much. So yeah, he's gonna be bland. So next we have Melek. he didn't add much to the story besides giving more context behind Ulsar. To me, he doesn't stand out at all, so I would say he belongs in a piece of flat cardboard. Next we have this fat dude. I don't even know what his name is. Minok, okay. Doesn't add much to the story. He is just a boss so that Issa can fight, so yeah. Next we have Rager. He had a lot of character development throughout the series, and I think because of that, he became one of fans' favorite characters. So with that being said, he belongs in the well-crafted category. Next we have Lerindre. She didn't have much to do. She just gives some exposition about where the walker is, so yeah. Next we have the merchant. I didn't even know her name until I searched on the Infinity Blade wiki. Apparently her name is Shell. Yeah. And next is Cyrus, the protagonist of this whole franchise. I think, yeah, he had a lot of character development. We see his motives clearly. I think that most of us can relate to his character simply because his motives are extremely simple. Like, he just wants to save the world from the Deathless. And yeah, I think his motivations and his beliefs are very pure, and they're clearly presented to the audience and to the players. So I think that's why a lot of people really like Cyrus. Next we have Solus Rager. There's nothing much to him. He also gives some exposition in his fight with Cyrus, I think. And yeah. Next we have Tal. His backstory remains to be a mystery because like he isn't allowed to say any of them. So for now, I'll put him as decent. He has a lot of potential to be great. Next we have Big Boy Terravax. He fought Issa. Yeah, he's just an exposition machine. Next we have Thane. I really like this character. And again, his motivations are extremely simple. It's very clear to the players what he wants, why he does the things that he do. If we had some more of his backstory explained, then he would be a really well-crafted character. Next we have Theron. He fought Cyrus. Yeah, that's all I know about him. Rager's father. Yeah, I think he is one of the most tragic characters other than Ulsar or Cyrus. His wife cheated on him. His son died. Seeing your son die before your arms and then seeing your son get revived and not seeing him ever again is one of the hardest things someone can go through. So I empathize with this character a lot. Yeah, he is well crafted. Right, next we have Varen. Yeah, he is just another boss for us to fight. He gave some exposition about the destination of the Ark, which doesn't do much for us now. Next we have the Walker. He just wants to cleanse the world and start anew. I don't mind him at all. I think that he is a perfect antagonist for Cyrus. But the Walker as a character, standing alone, makes him extremely generic. I would say he's bland. Yeah, there's not much more to say about him. Next we have this dude, Zorsara. Yeah, he fought Issa. That's all I know about him, honestly. Next we have Solus Ulsar. Obviously, he represents something that Cyrus wants to escape. He is like the polar opposite of Cyrus. The thing is, like in the books, they described Ulsar as Cyrus' instincts. So I think they should have kept that way so that, Cyrus can have this really unique internal conflict with himself. So I don't get why they would introduce Solus Ulsar into the game again. As a concept, he would be decent, but like the execution and the inclusion of the character in the game doesn't make any sense. So for now, I'll have to put him at the decent. Next we have Jensen. He adds nothing to a story. Yeah, obviously he modified the Redeemer, but other than that, yeah, get in. Next you have Iron Hunter. So yeah, I think he has an interesting backstory, but in terms of his presence in the whole story, I don't think that it's necessary at all. So I would say he is at bland. Next we have Plated God, and then he got crushed by the Storm Demon. Adds nothing to the whole game. Next we have the Exopilot. He had an extremely interesting dialogue with Cyrus. We understand his motivation, we understand his duties and responsibilities. He can be decent. So next we have Headsman. He had a short dialogue with Cyrus. It didn't really build up to something that is important to the story. So yeah. And finally we have Training Bots. Where would I put him? I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because like he played such a huge role. I feel like if we didn't have this thing in the game, then the whole story would change drastically. So yeah, he played an extremely important part in the franchise. So that's about it from my tier list. After this video, I will have so much more content. So yeah, stay tuned, stay subscribed, so you guys will be notified with my new uploads. And yeah, peace.